If you're someone who loves books and loves reading, and you are going through The Artist's Way by Juliacameron, and you've heard of week 4, reading deprivation week, and you are scared, I have good news for you. For the record, my name is Amy. I've just finished The Artist's Way. It took me 17 weeks to do the 12 weeks program. I'm also an artist, and I'm sharing my tips and tricks and my art on my account, so follow me if you'd like to see more. So as a bibliophile myself, this was a very scary concept to me, and one I was a bit nervous about. And by week 4, you're kind of limbered up into the system. You're in the flow, you're doing things, you've got it down. And this, it feels like one of the scariest hurdles to overcome and get through. Now, my biggest tip of advice for you is that actually your resistance and your fear means something. There's something there that's potentially holding you back and potentially limiting your life in ways you did not realise. So for me, actually cutting down the amount I read was also cutting down the amount of podcasts I listened to and social media time I was consuming. And through that journey of cutting out those things, after day 3, day 4, I felt so much more clarity in my brain and so much less pressure. I didn't realise how much my brain was getting clogged down by other people's words, but it was in a huge way, and it meant that my art had a really fantastic knock-on effect. I think it was the first time in a long time I felt aligned with the work that I was making. I felt like my art was resembling something which I was imagining in my brain in the first instance, and that was such a huge reward, which kind of encouraged me to keep going and keep that practice up long after the program's over. I do read like crazy still, but it has really readdressed how, when I make art, listening to music instead of podcasts, and actually not over reading to fill my time and more spending time on my bigger dreams. Now, there are a few caveats I'd like to mention before I end this video, and that is that if you have to read for your job, you can read for your job. I have to read for my job, it's fine. If you need to read because you've got a test, then do that. I think it's more about your kind of lifestyle, free time, and how you allocate that free time and really addressing that time you spend and thinking about it more critically during that week. That is what Reading Deprivation Week is for. So really looking at that honestly and confronting yourself and meeting any friction you find with an element of curiosity. It will take you really far. Good luck.